Today on the Garagefathers, this ZL1 Camaro and its owner have the most incredible story, and you're not going to want to miss it. So get some popcorn and check this out.
All right, folks, the big swag from Monster Garage. Listen, in the heart of California, two hardcore enthusiasts have started a business like no other. These guys build, drive, and insure some of the baddest cars on the planet. Their list of clients range from the struggling college student to the rich and famous. They take the proceeds from their agency and dedicate it to the rescue, rehab, and rehoming of forgotten collector vehicles. Their office is a diner. Their shop is a showroom. They are the Garagefathers.
I've always loved cars. Like, I think my first love was the Lamborghini Countach. It had to be the Countach, and it was like 80s. Oh man, it was really big. So that's where it started. The calendar. Everybody had the Countach calendar. Mm-hmm. It was always there. So it started there. But honestly, I didn't really get into it until Fast and the Furious.
Okay. When
Fast and the Furious came out, that's when I really started getting into the import scene. I had...
By the way, I totally forgive you for that. I'm glad you came to see the light.
Oh man, I'm passionate about any car. I'll tell you that right now, whether it be classic, exotic, import, American. Hey, I love them all. So my girl, she had a SS Camaro 2010. She bought it brand new off the lot, and I started driving it, and that's when I was like, man, what have I been missing? Like, dude, this is awesome. Big old car, big old motor. So I wanted to start tinkering on it. Us guys, hey, what can I do to make it faster?
Nice.
And so ended up being where she was like, no, you get your own car. Like, okay, all right. So by that time I was like, man, they have the ZL1 out, and fortunately for me, there was a guy that was purchasing it over there at Giant in Visalia, Chevrolet dealership, and I was fortunate enough to be there when he picked it up. I wish I remembered his name. I'm sorry, but I'll always remember you. He let me go ahead and take a ride in it with him. Mm. And man, that thing just handled so nice. The MagnaRide on that thing is just like no other. So I was hooked. I was like, I need to find me a ZL1.
Now, David, for our audience and for myself too, would you mind explaining the differences between, the ZL1 and some of the other Camaros?
The ZL1 comes supercharged straight out the box. It's got the MagnaRide suspension, which is a beautiful thing. Keeps it level at all times. I'd like to say that this one, with the little carbon fiber, add-on on the hood that it has for the heat extraction, the front bumper just is amazing. I love the way it looks. The wheels obviously are ZL1 all the way. Got it badged up and everything with their name on it. So. I think those are the key factors right there, is the supercharger and the MagnaRide, those two things.
What kind of horsepower did it make from the factory?
Factory, don't quote me on this, but I want to say about 520, 530, I want to say that it comes factory, and then...
And have you made some departures from stock?
I bought it all tuned up, ready to go with the pulley system and intake, and it's got exhaust, headers all the way back. So it came pumping about 620, I want to say 620. Wow. So yeah, so I mean, she's breathing pretty nice right now and turning them wheels nice.
Yeah. Have you had a passion for any other types of toys besides your imports and the Camaros you've had?
Yeah, my cousin actually Gabe, he got me into riding motorcycles. It was something I really wasn't even interested in at first. He had one. He had a Ninja, and he was down in Arizona at UTI, and I just love spending time with my family. So I mean, I was like, hey dude, start looking for me, see if you can find something. He ended up finding me a Gixxer 1000 Suzuki, and just riding just is like nothing else. Like, you're just at one with the environment, it's nothing but you and the pavement if you decide to, eat it. So it definitely was a new experience for me. And man, the culture is just, amazing, man. These guys are passionate. So, I mean, anybody who rides, they know what that's all about. I was having a great old time and everything, I'll tell you, but unfortunately, and everybody will tell you this, it's something that everybody has to watch out for, is the fact that you're on that bike, you're not the most visible on the road. It's something that you got to take into account when you're on a motorcycle. About a good 11 years ago is when I was riding. It was something that I'll never forget. Me and my girl were on she was on the back of my bike. We were coming back from eating. Went behind a truck. Was going pretty slow, and basically, it was like, hey, we're gonna overtake him, and get around him, and started making the overtake, and got on the left side of him, overtaking him, and guy ended up taking a left right into us. So it threw both of us. I just remember initial impact. After that, I don't remember until I was on the floor, just kind of listening, and I could hear Cassandra, and I was just trying to tell her, hey, everything's okay, people are coming, and I was just laying out on the floor. I just could not get up. She got a good injury on her arm. Fortunate for her, she's fine. She was good. Definitely it was a good injury. She still has, little mobility problems, but she's good. So I was so glad, so thankful to God for that. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately for myself, I ended up breaking my spine, a complete break. Up in the this area from the chest down. So, and again, airlifted. I was unconscious for the ride to the hospital, so I don't remember it. But I was airlifted to Fresno, and woke up in the hospital, and ended up spending a couple months in there trying to rehab and stuff like that. Unfortunate for me, a complete break isn't something you have a good chance of coming out of. For me, it was really hard to really adjust. During that first year or so was like, man, what can you do now? What is it that you're able to do? How are you good enough to do anything anymore? And my family was just pivotal in keeping me grounded and keeping me willing to want to just keep going. Went through really bad a stint of depression. Had just things you contemplate. You're just contemplating. You have so much time on your hands. You just can't help but to think of all the things that are wrong. But like I say, I was fortunate enough to have a really strong family, really strong base. They're my foundation. My mom's my strength. But she is the one too, like, hey David, get up, get going, let's do this. And so that was something that just got me started, like like, hey, you know what, I'm not gonna let this be my defining moment. It's just something that, like, now I really try to advocate for and try to really do my best to just increase awareness of the things that you can go through having life-changing situations happen. You know, everybody adjusts differently. Sometimes people don't even talk about it, and you got to be willing to be always conscious of your family and your friends and your loved ones to say, hey, are you okay? How are you doing today? You know, what is it that might be something you're dealing with? Because the worst thing you can do is act like everything's okay. You know, worst thing you can do is be like, hey, just don't worry about it. Just go do something else. You know, no, you know, you got to deal with those things. And that's something that my heart is in right now, is trying to raise more awareness through video and through other things, you know. And so that's what a lot of my stuff has to do with, you know. So look out for that. It's coming out pretty soon.
Do you have a title for the project?
Not a title specifically. It's gonna be. It started out as a car video. It really transitioned into suicide prevention and awareness when dealing with my own issues within my family, and so that's where it's progressed to, and I think it's gonna be like awesome. I mean, I'm so hyped to get it done.
Nice. And what do you love most about this car?
I mean, honestly, just I have to say, it's just a release, you know. I think just everybody kind of feels that, you know, but for me, it just it gives me that ability to forget the things that I'm dealing with on a certain level with everyday situations and stuff. It just becomes a real vehicle for me to not have to worry, you know, of, oh, well, you know, people see me and they see my situation now with my wheelchair. You know, I don't gotta deal with that when I'm in there. It's you know, I'm just like everybody else. Hey, get in there. You can go fast. You can go slow. You can just not be identified so easily. You know, if anything, I mean, people kind of like, hey, man, like, whoa, yeah, you know, you get a lot of that thumbs up stuff and everything like that. And
just like everybody else, except way faster.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's ZL1.
That's awesome. Well, I'd like to take a closer look, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
for sure.
So as we walk up to this thing, David, you're immediately confronted with this massive footprint on these front tires. Is that the stock tire?
Those are stock tires.
Stock wheels?
Stock wheels,
What
yes.
size are those?
285 35s in the front ZR20s and 305 35 ZR20s in the back.
305s in the back. Wow.
Yeah.
So that really leaves us with a massive footprint all the way around the car, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And I love GM for, you know, jumping on the retro futuristic styling with this car, you know, and creating the new modern muscle cars. Because to me, these cars still just look a lot like an updated 69 Camaro.
They do. I love that style.
Yeah. And, you know, it's hard to argue with the profile of a 5th gen Camaro. Am I wrong? I mean,
Nope.
the way the windows just are shaped and the gills here on the quarter panel, it's just beautiful, and looks like they've done just as nice a job on the inside too, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, no, it looks really good in there. I like the fact that they have the Alcantara on the seats, you know, keeps you in place. I have some
Alcantara, nice.
Yeah, I have some Recaros from 2014 that I'll be putting in pretty soon, so I'm pretty excited about that because the bolsters on those are really nice. You know, you're not going to be going anywhere. So
yeah, nice. And David, you know, we've got to thank the engineers at GM for providing this beautiful Coke bottle profile, right? I mean,
yeah, sexy as hell.
it really is, man. It just really comes out beautiful. And the way that the roof comes down and just glides into the trunk and the quarter panel is just a masterful piece of art,
Yes, definitely.
in my opinion, yeah. And then, of course, we've got not one, not two, but 4 tips out here. And what does that tell us?
Dead giveaway, ZL1, baby.
It's a ZL1.
Yeah, mine's debadged, you know. I try to keep a little sleeper status on her because, you know, you don't want to give all your cards, you know, shown in the very first, you know, play. So, but I really like the fact that this has the quad brake lights too. The 2013, well, the 2010s to the 2013s came with these, and the 2014, I got nothing against them, but I definitely love this style of lighting.
You think they took a step backwards with style on those?
I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, you know, the cars, the Camaro, the early days, they followed that very well. You know, these were the first gen that came out with the quad lights, and then they progressed with the other ones that like the singular long ones. So, I mean, it's following definitely the vintage feel of it.
Right, right. So take note at home, guys, before you pull up on one of these on the street. If it's got 4 pipes, think twice. All right, and I see we've got these big, massive 305s back here. Yep. Looks like we still got a lot of tread, David. You had them on there a while, or?
Yeah, about a year and a half. You know, haven't had a chance to really do too much crazy things lately. I've just been really busy with school and some other projects.
Sure, yeah. Well, I'm sure you'll give them a proper send-off before you replace them at some point. Huh?
Always, man. Come on.
Yeah, and then let's take a look. What do we got going inside here?
Sure.
Looks like the, again, very reminiscent. The gauges are very reminiscent of the '69 Camaro.
Always trying to pay homage, you know, GM. So, you know, got the quads in the middle right there. So, you know.
And then a little more Alcantara there on the dash.
Yeah, they, you know, try to spruce it up a little bit, make it, you know, a little different than the other models. So, you know, got that up there also.
God bless them for giving you a handbrake too.
Yeah,
making it a little easier to pitch it sideways.
That thing just it's so amazing. I just got to thank them for doing that for me. It's really just something that has been able to handle everything that I'm able to do to it. So I like that.
Is that one knob that kind of does everything, or you got another knob hidden?
Yeah, it does. No, all you gotta do is you just grab on the handle and you push in for brake, and you pull down for the gas. If you want to go ahead and get them back wheel spinning, though, you go ahead and you push in and you pull down at the same time, and it'll break it loose. Little hand brake, you know, burnout. So.
And like opening the doorknob, huh? Just.
There you go. There you go.
Push and pull down. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. I love it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That almost seems advantageous, you know, to be able to do that.
Honestly, I would say so. What I want to say is it's very much, very more sensitive. Anybody who's willing to try it, I totally give them a lot of space to do it in because it's very, 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 it's touchy. You push in a little bit and that puppy's going.
Nice. I love it. I love it. And then I noticed up here, it looks like it's got an aftermarket bow tie here or something
Actually,
looks a little different.
Yeah, no, actually that's my creation right there. I can't take full credit for it. Anybody who knows about that, it comes on the Z28. It's called a flow tie.
A flow tie.
Yeah, it actually increases the airflow into the radiator to try to get the heat down, you know, so it can just get a little bit more horsepower.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice though. I like it.
Genius. And I love that you've debadged the whole car.
Yeah.
But I think was this already on here, or did you add this Hot Wheels decal?
Hot Wheels, that's actually for my brother. He's a real big Hot Wheels fan. He just loves Hot Wheels. So I was like, hey, you know what? They have a Hot Wheels edition Camaro. And I was like, well, you know what? If I got a D badge anyways, might as well put something else on it. So got the Hot Wheels badge. I mean, the kids love it. They're always just like, oh man, look at the big Hot Wheels. So, you know, I love the kids. Anything for the kids, I'm all about them, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm dying to go out in this thing, man, and have some fun.
Yeah,
Down
let's
for
go
it?
check it out, man. I'm down.
All right, let's go.
All right.
What a kick in the head that Camaro was to drive. With over 600 horsepower, I mean, it's just so much fun. And by the way, the cheapest, fastest, most effective way to increase horsepower on your car is by subscribing to the Garagefathers YouTube channel. So make sure you do so. And on a serious note, guys, I'm gonna show a phone number here, and it's for the suicide prevention hotline. And I want you to go ahead and put it in your phone, because I've lost people close to me in the past, and I don't want to lose you. If you feel like nobody cares or you're alone, please call this number. They can help you. We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.